Hi everyone, it's Evo with Glitchmachines, and today we're looking at tactic. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the plugin's sequencer section. For more videos going over the plugin's various sections and functions, please visit the Glitchmachines website and navigate to the Tactic webpage. Tactic features 4 sequencers that work together to allow you to create complex patterns with ease. The trigger sequencer at the top is Tactic's master sequencer. It features 16 steps, each of which allow you to trigger one of the 8 sample slots. The large blue squares at the top of the trigger sequencer are the step triggers. By default, these are inactive and display a dash in the center. Simply click and drag in the box to designate the desired slot for each step. This way, you're able to specify which sample will be triggered for each step. You can also select the question mark option for any of the steps, which will then trigger a random sample slot on each pass. The dots below the trigger fields are the visual step indicators showing the currently active step. The fields below the step indicators are the probability values. These default to 100%, meaning that the respective triggers will fire 100% of the time. You can click and drag in these fields to change their values, which then determines the percentage of chance the respective step will trigger. The parameters at the left side of the lanes are the sequencer attributes. Note that these work the same way for all of the sequencers. This field allows you to alter the beat division for each lane based on the host clock. Simply click and drag in this field to change values. This menu gives you the option to set the desired sequencer to play back in dotted or triplet values based on the host clock. And this field allows you to change the step count for each sequencer. Clicking the icon at the top right of the sequencer lanes cycles through the following playback modes. Forward, where steps trigger in a forward direction from left to right. Backward, where steps trigger in a backward direction from right to left. Pendulum, where steps will trigger from left to right, then right to left, etc. And random, where steps will trigger in a random order. The 2 icons below clear the values of the respective sequencer. This button clears the trigger fields for all steps, and this button resets the probability values for all steps in the trigger sequencer. Next, we have 2 identical parameter sequencers that allow you to modulate a parameter of choice for each step. The upper row features a set of drop-down menus from which you can select one of the available modulation targets for each step. These targets correspond with the parameters in the global controls section. Once you select the target, the fuchsia field below it will update to reflect values relevant to that parameter. You can then click and drag in these fields to change their values. The parameter sequencers offer the following modulation targets: start, loop size, loop on and off, reverse, coarse tune, attack, decay, amplitude, and pan. Finally, we have the generative sequencer, which allows randomization of a parameter of choice for each step. The available targets are the same as the targets in the parameter sequencer. In this case, however, instead of setting a specific value, the target is set to a random value each time the step is active. Tactic truly comes to life when all of its sequencers work together. Between the probability settings, the ability to trigger specific or random slots per step, specify parameter values per step, alter the playback direction, beat division, and length per sequencer, and randomize target values per step, Tactic makes it possible to create evolving rhythms and generative patterns that are difficult to program manually. When you're ready to take things further, Pair Tactic up with your favorite processor or effects chains, and don't forget that you can animate nearly every parameter via your DAW's automation facilities. This concludes our look at Tactic's sequencer section. Check out our website for more videos covering the various sections and functions of the plugin. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.